Welcome back, everybody. My name is BluJay, and we are back at the Reverb Outpost. And actually, we're not at the base right now. We're doing a little bit of caving. Ooh, hello, diamonds. Nice to see ya. I was actually already caving off camera, and let's take care of this creeper real quick. Wow, that was a terrible miss. Ooh. That's okay. So I was already doing a little bit of caving off camera, and I figured, you know what, why not? Let's go ahead and throw some of this in here because... Oh! I did not see you there. Are we going to be able to take care of this guy? Nope, let's run away for a moment and try to survive this. And our health is still going down. Ooh, he's following us. This is not good. Oh, ouchie. Oh, you had to rub it in, did you? Just come in and stand right in my face? Okay, well, let's run on back down the mine shaft, all the way down to the cave that we were just in. And hopefully we can get all our stuff back without too much trouble. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back in the cave here, and hopefully the witch has wandered off long enough for us to gather our supplies. I can see them all laying there on the floor. I don't see the witch anywhere. As long as we can get our tools and our armor and our sword, we're doing okay. Where are you? Okay, there's our bucket of water. Ooh, we're full. Let's throw on our armor real quick. That's probably a smart idea after what we just went through. And that clears up a little bit of inventory space to gather up the rest of these supplies. Am I missing anything else? I feel like... Oh, yep, that iron. I'm not able to get that iron, so let's get rid of some stone. And let's see if we can find that witch anywhere around here. Where are you? Huh. Surely she hasn't gone completely away. Oh, my diamond ore. We need that. I got some diamonds earlier in the mining session before we got into this cave, and I don't want to lose those. It's only 3 ore, but still, we don't want to lose all of that diamonds. Oh, there she is. There she is. There's the witch. And, wow, that's all it took? 1 shot from the bow. That's it. Okay, what a stressful way to start out the episode. And actually, the last episode... Oh, sweet. There's more diamonds underneath here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, yeah, the last episode that we did on Reverb Outpost, we started out with a charged creeper. And that was a little bit stressful as well, so... Yeah, what was supposed to be a little bit relaxing turned out a little bit stressful to get going, but I think we've got all of our materials safely secured, and we're going to go ahead and reorganize ourselves real quick, and then I'm going to finish off my caving session and head on back to the base. Well, we are back from the mine, and we used our fortune pick to get a bunch of coal, a bunch of redstone, a couple stacks almost of lapis, 18 diamonds, a bunch of iron, and just a few pieces of gold, surprisingly. We didn't find very much. So, pretty successful mining session, in my opinion. We weren't down there for too terribly long. I think it was under an hour, honestly. But we got quite a few resources. So I'm going to run on down here and check out our iron farm, see how it's doing. Yep. It's working. I would say that is definitely working. We're going to have a lot of iron for a long time to come. And now it's time for the comment or question of the day, and it says, when you are done with your single-player series, start a series like Wells Night Kingdoms from JT Fleck. Now, I know that says episode 13 there at the top. There's a reason for that. We're going to do 2 today because I was a complete doofus, and I forgot to do the comment or question of the day in the last episode. So let me go ahead and address this while we work on gathering up some snow, because we're going to need lots of it for some of the project that we're going to do today. So this question could be answered in a couple of different ways, and I'm not sure if you mean like stylistically, where you're wanting to see like medieval castles or different types of like old-timey kingdom kind of builds, or if you mean more the multi-location kind of world. And I'm going to address it more in the multi-location kind of world aspect because I do watch Kingdoms. It is one of my favorite Minecraft single-player series to watch on YouTube, especially from Wells Knight. I like his Hermitcraft stuff, but I really enjoy Kingdoms. It's very unique and very entertaining. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to go check that out. But this world right now, Reverb Outpost, is strictly dedicated towards this area. That's not to say that I won't expand in the future, and honestly, I'll go ahead and reveal this to you guys. I don't have any solid plans at this point in time because this is going to be our location for a long time to come, but I have thought about how Wells Knight has split off into Season 2 of Kingdoms, which is actually in the same world. It is just in a far-off location, building new places, starting from scratch with, brand new tools and materials and all of that. So I have thought about how cool of an idea that is, and I'm thinking that might be the direction we go down the road, is not to reset the world and start from scratch, but to keep this world and sometime way down in the future, potentially doing another style of futuristic kind of a base, far off in a different kind of a biome. Like I said, we are just getting started with Reverb Outpost. We are not anywhere close to any kind of second season of this world. We're staying on this base for a long time because there's so much to do here. I'm not even thinking in that direction. It's not even on my radar. What I'm saying is that when I heard that he was going to be resetting Kingdoms and using the same world to do it, I was like, hey, that's a great idea, because you fall in love with particular aspects of your Minecraft world if you've stayed in it for a long enough period of time. And it's hard to completely start over, and especially if your world is still intact and it still loads up with the most recent version of Minecraft, why not keep the same world and start over in a different location? So that's what I think we'll end up doing down the road. I've got some cool ideas for base style and potential names, but we're not going to talk about those right now because, like I said, very, 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 very long time down the road, not even on the radar, not even a consideration for coming soon to the channel. I just took a break, in case you didn't know, from Unity, just because having two different, basically single-player series going at the same time was kind of taking its toll and a little bit difficult to do right now. So we are sticking with Reverb Outpost. I do like the idea of having multi-locations in the same world, and we may explore that opportunity down the road. Great question. And the next comment for today's episode, episode 14, is maybe you should get a creeper, zombie, and skeleton head with that charged creeper from that guy. That's a great suggestion, and I had a few different people suggest this in the comment section in the last video, so I want to throw this back at you guys. I want to go ahead and take a vote, like an unofficial vote, in the comment section. I want to rely on what you guys have to say about this, because I could go either direction with it. I could go with the gathering up a few different mobs around and setting the creeper off to gather the mob heads, or I could go the route of keeping the charged creeper as a trophy or a pet or something like that, or, maybe like we did with the villagers and put them in the little chambers for the iron farm, and we're going to call it a laboratory. We could put the charged creeper to work. Maybe he has a function in the base. So give me some feedback. What do you guys want to see? Do you want to see the creeper get set off and potentially get some mob heads to display around the base? Or would you rather me keep the charged creeper and put him somewhere in a special location in the base as a souvenir, worker, employee kind of thing? Let me know. I would appreciate that feedback from you guys. All All right, so all of that snow gathered, and we have put it to good use by completing most of the hallway. We need to do the lighting in here and maybe do a little bit more detailing, but we'll do that another time. And this room is also going to get done at another time. It is just going to be a functional room at this point, and we're going to build with this button to activate it, an Anvil refill station. Now, the one that we built in Season 1, sadly, I tested it out in a creative testing world before recording this because I heard that pistons have been broken a little bit since the most recent update, so it no longer works. It breaks our anvils completely, and it is super sad. So we're going to go ahead and put together a new one that I have actually designed from scratch. It's actually a pretty basic, straightforward anvil refill station. And it actually includes a mechanic that did not work previously in this version of Minecraft, and that is the fact that anvils used to break if you dropped them on top of each other, and that was the most frustrating thing in the world because those are the simplest anvil refill stations to build, and I've seen different people on YouTube build these things all over the place, and I couldn't build one because... Nope, that's in the wrong place. I couldn't build one because the anvils just broke every time they dropped on top of each other. So I had somebody from Season 1 who was gracious enough to help me out with a design where basically they were in a staircase pattern and the pistons had to be in a certain direction. They would basically push the, not pistons, the anvils forward, and that would drop them into place. So that redstone torch is powering that piston right there, which on top of that piston arm is going to be where our anvils are going to rest. And we'll hide that in a little bit, but that's where that's going to go for now. So we're counting out a few blocks here, and I think that's enough for the moment. We're going to grab our repeaters, and we're going to place 2 down. One of them is going to go right there, and I can't actually see that. Let's come back here. So we're going to put this at 4 ticks, and I think that's at 4. Let's run up here and make sure. Yep, that's at 4 ticks. And then we'll place another repeater right there, 4 ticks. And then we're going to place down some redstone dust right behind that. And then another repeater right there set to 1 tick. Now, this is going to be our 1 tick pulse, but it's going to be on a delay so that it activates after the other piston. And I'll show you why here in a little bit. That's going to be the way that we're going to want this contraption to work. Why won't you go down? Stop facing forward. I want you to face upwards. That is not the direction I want you to go. Oh well, we'll just dig this out for the moment. Okay, so there's an upward-facing sticky piston. The other one over there was a regular piston. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but this is a sticky piston, which requires slime to do that. So then on top of that sticky piston, we're just going to place a cobblestone block. All right, and then we're going to run a redstone line with redstone dust right behind it and down just like that. Is that powered? I don't think so. There's no way that could be. I think it's just a lighting trick. It's tricking my mind. Okay, so we're going to want to run this all the way back to this button here, which we need to run it back up 1 and place down our redstone dust right there. And let's make sure this bad boy works. Awesome. Exactly what we wanted to happen. Perfect. It's not a glitch. It worked both times. Okay, so let's move on to our next redstone circuit. It's actually a relatively easy and simple and kind of compact design. Maybe there's a more compact way to do this, but this is one that I just kind of came up with on the fly, and we're not really hurting for space, so I'm not super concerned about it being ultra compact, like Mumbo Jumbo spends hours and hours trying to make the smallest, tiniest builds in the world. This is an okay design for me because it works, it's functional, it does exactly what I want it to do, and as you can see, that redstone torch powered that dust and moved that sticky piston forward with a block parallel to that other one, that piston right above it. So again, we'll hide that piston in a little bit, and I'll show you how that whole thing works. They're both going to go off at different times. So the one we're wiring up right now, we want that one to retract first and stay retracted longer than our top piston. And again, I'll show you the reason for that here in just a minute because it's easier to show you than explain why without seeing it. So what we're doing right now is getting the blocks laid out for the rest of this redstone circuit, which requires another repeater, which is going to be in place right here and set to 4 ticks. And then out of that, we're going to have a pulse extender. And if you don't know how to do that, it's pretty simple. You just have redstone dust into a comparator, redstone dust around just like this, and a comparator the other direction, and redstone dust running back into it. So basically, it will extend the pulse of this signal going out of that pulse extender, hence the name, and it will keep that piston retracted longer. So check this out. There you go. So the bottom one retracts first, and then the top one retracts and then extends, and then after that, the bottom one retracts again. And the reason for that is because we want the bottom one to move out of the way and stay out of the way, and then we want the top one to retract to drop one anvil very quickly. We need it to be a quick pulse because we don't want multiple anvils to fall down. So we need it to retract quickly, and then we want the back one to push the anvil forward once it's dropped into place. So we'll demo this here in just a minute, but that's basically the entire circuit right there. It's basically done. So all we need to do now is go down and grab a couple of pieces of iron, actually quite a few more pieces of iron. Let's take a look and see how this is doing. Wow, this thing is cooking. We're getting lots of iron out of this. I'm super happy about that that functionality and that design. But I'm going to go craft up a couple of anvils, and then we will give this little anvil refill station a quick test here. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have loaded one anvil up top, and we'll put one right there for the moment, and then we will button up our contraption, and I'll show you how this thing works in just a second. All right, so let's say that you are finished with your anvil and it has broken on the last tool that you have wanted to use, but you want to repair more, so you punch that button, and there you go. Out pops a new anvil. It's so nice to have something like this in your base because anvils break at the most inopportune times. They never break when you're completely finished repairing your tools. They always break when you have like 1 or 2 tools left. And so it's nice not to have to run and gather iron and craft up more anvils and be all frustrated about it. It's a really great contraption to have, and if you don't have one, I would suggest building one. So I was taking a look at all my tools after that build, and I realized that most of them are in pretty bad shape. So we're going to repair our shovel, at least for now, and here's how this works. Again, push the button, out drops the anvil, and that will stay there until it breaks, and then we can replace it with another one. We've got a few more up top. So we're going to drop our shovel and some diamonds in there, and we're actually going to rename it to Snow Shovel. There you go. 4 XP, we got a snow shovel, we got a working system, working anvil refill station, and we can use this indefinitely. I mean, I'm still on my first anvil over in the snow cave. I've been using that for quite a while, and it's not broken yet. So with 1 in the chamber, so to speak, and then 3 more in the system above, we're going to be good. Yep. Thought I heard him. Hello. I was warned about this by several of you in the comment section. This happened to me first season, and thankfully this is much easier to fix second season because it's at ground level, but we got struck by lightning. I'm going to go around and check all the rest of the chambers here in a second and make sure that the rest of these guys are not transformed into witches, but we need to work on this. I'll probably do that off camera in between episodes, get it ready for the world download, which, by the way, is next episode. We need to make sure that this place is safe from witch transformation via lightning strike. Not good. Not good. For those of you that warned me, feel free to write in the comment section, I told you so. Yep, I would deserve that. I cannot believe I have forgotten to do this almost 2 episodes in a row. we fixed comment question of the day earlier. We remembered to do that and made up for last episode, but it's time for subscriber of the day that we also forgot last episode. So both these people have been watching for a while and are active in the comment section, so thank you so much for your support by watching and commenting on my videos. And our first one is Jakerson. Awesome. Thank you so much for your support and for watching and commenting. And this person I've seen around for a long time. It's me, Flex YZ. Welcome to both of you to the barracks. Welcome to Reverb Outpost, to your new home. I hope you enjoy it here. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel through your comments and views. And then the other thing we need to do is go in here and add a new person to the Patreon armory. And this person just became a patron and has joined the Nest, which is the Patreon realm. So if you guys are interested in doing that, feel free to check out my Patreon. A lot of stuff going on the realm. It's a lot of fun over there. I don't have a whole lot of time to run over myself, but hopefully I'll be able to do some more on the realm sometime in the future. What's the pose that we're using? Is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. So yeah, a lot of cool things going on the realm, and I hope to be a part of that a little bit more actively here after the holidays and after the busyness is over. But James Colby, welcome to the armory. Thank you so much for your support on Patreon. I really appreciate it. It helps me out so much that you are supporting the channel in the way that you are, beyond just the normal viewership, and taking that next step forward and saying, hey, I want to financially support this channel. So thank you, James, specifically today, but thank you to all of my patrons. I really appreciate your support. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today's episode. This room is looking pretty ugly. I'm just gonna be honest with you. We need to do some aesthetic work soon. The last couple of episodes, and more recently, we've been doing a lot of functional stuff, which is absolutely necessary. We want things in our base to be usable, and it's not just like filling blocks and doing creative stuff all the time, but we have veered way too far in the wrong direction. We need to make our base look good. Our hangar bay is a disaster. It still is just an open box of nothingness that's not even complete. There's still like dirt and stuff in place from scaffolding and all of that, so we need to do that sometime soon. We need to fix up this room and make it look like a laboratory and not just a block of snow and dirt and stone. Looks pretty ugly. So we're going to do some aesthetic stuff probably after the world download episode, because we won't have time to really do all of that before I want to release the world download. So episode 15 is next up, and we're going to be doing our world tour and download day, and I hope you guys are excited about that just as much as I am. I want to get this world into your hands as fast as possible, so stay tuned for that coming up in the next episode. But for now, my name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.